Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Many of the world's roads are plagued by unsafe speed limits and poor design, but few present the kind of dangerous conditions that send drivers sliding across icy lanes or plummeting thousands of miles to their death. Without further ado, let's take a look at the 10 most dangerous roads in the world. 10. Taroko Gorge Road. Taroko means magnificent and splendid in the aboriginal Truku tribe's language. Of course, words that are meant for the views of the national park rather than your driving experience. The Taroko Gorge Road has been carved out of and through the mountains. It is made up of a series of tunnels carved into a mountain along the Taiwanese Grand Canyon, connecting the east and west coasts of the country through sharp turns, narrow paths, and blind curves. Due to the spectacular beauty of its surroundings, the road is well used in spite of its terrible reputation. This means a slew of tour buses, cars, scooters, bicyclists, and pedestrians are all competing for space on the same narrow road. A scary prospect considering the number of blind turns and extremely narrow bends in the road. The road is also very hard to keep in good condition, as heavy rainfall and typhoons often cause landslides and rock slides that leave sections of the road impassable. In 2012, a driver and 13 tourists were lucky to escape with their lives when their bus failed to climb an incline in the road. Their vehicle rolled backwards, hitting one of the few barriers and fell down a slope, causing injury to the passengers within. The frequent earthquakes and typhoons that lead to rock falls may also make your journey more difficult along this truly dangerous route. While many who have visited say that it is worth all the obstacles along the way, that is not a road for the faint of heart. 9. The Karakoram Highway. The 800-mile Karakoram Highway is plagued by a terrifying wave of natural disasters, including landslides, avalanches, flooding, and heavy snow, just to name a few. It was built as high as 15,000 feet above sea level and under very rough conditions. The Karakoram Highway is sometimes considered the eighth wonder of the world. This dangerous road covers more than 1,300 kilometers, and at least in some places follows the old Silk Road. A while back, 17 people were killed when a bus tumbled into a gorge after the driver took a sharp turn along the highway. After that, a tourist was killed in a landslide that hit her van. Incidents like these have occurred since the road was first built in 1959. 8. 99 Bend Road to Heaven. It comes as no surprise that the country that has given us so much also has its fair share of dangerous roads to offer. Located in Tiananmen Mountain National Park in central China, the 99 Bend Road to Heaven features, that's right, you guessed it, 99 death-defying sharp turns that were built hundreds of feet in the air. If you accidentally veered off the road in such places, you'd almost certainly die in a tragic crash. In bad weather, with the ever-increasing possibility of an earthquake, the road is incredibly dangerous. Just imagine how many poor souls must have died while constructing this highway in the sky. 7. The Pan American Highway. The Pan American Highway is not as dangerous as it may seem. That is, it's probably no worse than your average American highway. But in some places, you risk your freedom and even your life by using the PAH as a means of travel. As you see, a dangerous section of the highway makes its way through Mexico and Central America, where drug cartel terrorists roam freely. And in the Panamanian section of the road, you might encounter FARC rebels who often take captives and hold them for ransom, sometimes for years at a time, while others never escape their makeshift prisons. Other than that, the highway is 30,000 miles long, and the only broken section of the road is the 60-mile Darien Gap between Panama and Colombia, where the rebels are a lot worse. Let's hope they never complete the highway over in that region. 6. Fairy Meadows Road. The Fairy Meadows Road is 10 miles long and reaches a height of about 10,800 feet above sea level. This road may only be 10 miles long, but is absolutely terrifying. It is incredibly narrow, approximately the width of a Jeep, unpaved and unmaintained, and instead of guardrails, there is a several thousand-meter drop to the valley below. The road was carved by locals hundreds of years ago and hasn't been taken care of since. It starts at the Karakoram Highway and ends in the village of Tato. Many lives have been lost as a result of this treacherous trail, which is insanely narrow. Money is being raised by the Fairy Meadows toll to fund an eventual resurfacing work, but for now, it's still one of the wildest, most dangerous roads in the world. While the fairy meadows that await those who are able to make the drive are incredibly gorgeous, few are brave enough to make it there. 5. Yungas Road or the Death Road. The disturbingly named Death Road covers a span of 43 miles, joining together Coroico and La Paz, the capital city of Bolivia. At its highest peak, the road stands at 15,256 feet, and drivers often find themselves navigating narrow road trails that reach well above cloud level. If that wasn't bad enough, it also includes 200 fear-inducing sharp turns, some with terrifying drops of 1,100 meters. The most significant and tragic incident on the Yungas Road saw a bus smashing into a canyon and killing 100 people, which was Bolivia's worst road accident ever recorded. Up until 1994, nearly 300 travelers a year lose their lives when making use of the road. 4. The Road of Bones. Traveling through Siberia is always a bit of a challenge. Nicknamed the Road of Bones, this Siberian road from Magadan to Never makes its way through one of the coldest regions in the world. It is a combination of two highways, the R504 Kolyma Highway and the A360 Lena Highway, both of which are characterized by the same dangers. The highways are joined by the Lena River Ice Road, which is exactly what it sounds like, a road across the river that is open yearly from December through April when the ice is frozen enough to drive on, or so one hopes. Sadly, dozens lose their lives each year when their vehicles fall through the ice. The preferred time to travel on the road is winter, when the ground and water are frozen, making travel somewhat easier, although you still have heavy snow, ice, and extremely low visibility. But during July and August, when it tends to rain a lot, the road becomes incredibly difficult to drive on, leading to traffic jams that can last for miles. Only the sturdiest vehicles can overcome this muddy mess. To make matters even worse, people get so bored during these traffic jams, they've been known to rob each other to pass the time. 3. Zoji La Paz. Just about any road that winds through the highest mountain range in the world would without a doubt at least be somewhat dangerous to travel. We're warning you, vertigo sufferers, look away now. The Zoji Pass certainly qualifies as being dangerous, as it can be found almost 12,000 feet up in the Himalayas. It's practically just a dirt road with no guardrails or traffic signs, and where landslides are a recurring problem. This road connects the people of Ladakh to the Kashmir Valley via a one-way trail that hugs some of the tallest mountains in the world. Zoji Pass is usually closed during the winter when 50-foot snowdrifts make it impossible to journey across. Mercifully for drivers on the road, Zoji Pass is only about 9 kilometers long. By the way, it was originally built in 1947 and first used for military purposes. In 2009, clearing efforts couldn't prevent the need to rescue 350 people stranded on the road, thanks to heavy snowfall. Even worse, in 2012, 11 tourists were killed as their vehicle skidded off the road and into a deep gorge. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on future videos. 2. This is the Le Passage du Gauche in France. The most interesting thing about the road is it is open for limited hours each day and is submerged underwater for the rest of the day. Sound weird? Well, make sure you carefully read tide schedules before your vehicle sinks in and you end up becoming shark food history. On a more serious note, we mean it. Don't go until you have a full tidal schedule. 1. Route 622. The 13-mile-long Route 622 offers breathtaking views of the northwestern Icelandic coastline. It is treacherously carved under majestic cliffs, as the Svalbard Road links Thingirai and Lokinhamrar across an area that is prone to avalanches, heavy snowfall, strong winds, and landslides. Prepare to expect nothing more than unpaved roads, steep drops, and the loose surface of a narrow, rocky track. A 4x4 with high ground view will help you with some of the obstacles along the way, but be careful not to take a trip on this road too lightly, especially during the months of November and April, as conditions are so bad the route is completely closed. And that concludes our list of the 10 most dangerous roads in the world. Let us know in the comment section below if you have ever experienced one of these, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon.